Su Liang knows he was seen doing that, but he doesn't seem to care much, thinking the girls might like it. He decides to go to his room because it's time to sleep. However, something catches his attention. At the window, there's an extremely dangerous demon. He gets scared since he has no idea who this terrifying creature is. The problem is that it might not be a human, but a humanoid beast. The most important thing is that he feels oppressed. As she approaches, he can't even comprehend her strength, until suddenly she kneels in front of him and gives her greetings to the Lunar King and the Lunar God. He starts looking through his memories, realizing he should know her. He knows she's one of the 4 moons that belong to the order he created. However, he doesn't know exactly who she is standing in front of him. He doesn't say anything, and the poor girl is sweating cold, thinking that even the Lunar King's silence is scary. He has no idea what her name is, so he just asks what she wants. The girl says that the Black Lunar Order is very active in the central region, especially near the Palace of the Gods. Su Liang, who has no idea what she's talking about, he turns his back and she asks what the problem is. Our boy tells her to be quiet because he's trying to remember things. After a while, he looked up everything he needed on the internet and says he remembered. Now he realizes that it's not that he didn't know. It's that the owner of the body didn't care about it. She tries to explain that the Black Lunar Order is not a problem. The problem is the Palace of the Gods getting involved. That name, yes, catches the protagonist's attention. The Lunar Palace of the Gods is a place that houses thousands of legendary beasts. However, although they have been strong for 1,000 years, the Order of the Double Moon changed everything in the last 3. He explains that the Order of the 4 Moons wants to attack. The only problem is that there will be no one to defend him. Su Liang remains silent and says that she can move forward since there is no danger when he is under the moonlight. The girl gets excited, saying she understood very well. Here is a famous phrase from the Lunar God, and everyone believes that because of the butterfly, he is not at any risk. With that, she leaves and our boy remains silent. He has no idea how the owner had the courage to say such cringe things. The worst part is that he would walk around saying random phrases. However, because of the crazy followers, these phrases started to become famous. Out of nowhere, he would turn and say he felt the presence of the Lunar God, or that the moon favored him, or that the moon would rise and that the moon was bright. He is lost because he just transmigrated and has all these problems in his head. At least it seems he doesn't have to worry about the Palace of the Moonlight. The only problem is that he doesn't have the real butterfly, so he is basically without any bodyguard. If he gets attacked in this situation, he will die in a foolish way. That's when he remembers something. After having unlocked so many creatures in a book, he can at least get a new one. It states that he can initiate the first exchange and he gets excited. The system warns that the creature he receives is by chance. As soon as it appears, he can register it as a creature or return it to the system and receive some attributes. Our boy gets excited because this way he will be able to strengthen himself and not just have creatures. However, he is anxious to get at least a supreme ranking 1 and no longer fear anything. With that, he begins to pray to all the gods that exist. Excited, he says he will seek the supreme beast. He clicks the button. Energy flows from the book and a light blinds him. The pages start to turn and the system warns that a creature has been unlocked. He is anxious until he receives a translucent moonlight. It's a high-ranking creature, but it seems to have support abilities. He knows that for other people, this would be a good creature. However, he is the Lunar God, so something like this doesn't make much difference. Considering the crisis he is involved in, it can't be solved with just a high-ranking creature, and so he returns it to the book. The system warns that he will be rewarded with the creature's strength, gaining enough experience to become a 1-star tamer and almost reach 2 stars. He gets excited for a second, and then immediately feels disheartened because he knows it makes no difference. He is angry that the previous owner of this body could have made contracts with several strong monsters. However, he chose not to do any of that to stay with the butterfly. That's when, before going to sleep, he realizes he made a foolish decision. Even though the creature wasn't strong, it was better than the butterfly he has now. That kind of decision seems strange to him, and our boy questions whether his actions and personality are still influenced by the other guy who owned this body. That's when he shakes his head, saying he's going crazy for believing anything from that guy.